You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jill Wagner. A former doctor is heading to prison for his connection to 5 fatal overdoses. George Blatty was just sentenced to 5 to 15 years. Prosecutors say that he illegally prescribed opioids from his car and a makeshift office. The Rockville Center man pleaded guilty to the charges back in October. First in Newsday, the town of Islip filed a lawsuit to shut down a controversial homeless shelter in Bayshore. So what happens next? Shari Einhorn has the story.
A community divided over this homeless shelter on Main Street here in Bayshore.
Homeless people, they should always have a place to go.
Yeah, concern for safety. I actually have seen some homeless people around areas where my children play.
I would want to know who's running it, how it's being run, what are they doing?
You gotta help people, you know, give them a chance.
The town of Islip filed a lawsuit against Suffolk County last month, trying to force the county to shut down the shelter, claiming it violates local zoning and building codes. The lawsuit also alleges the county didn't tell the town it was planning to operate a shelter, which is required by law. According to the lawsuit, the entire process from certification to siting to contract was conducted clandestinely. Previously, a county spokesperson told Newsday it did inform the town. Today, the county and the town both declined to comment because of the pending litigation. The shelter is run by United Veterans Beacon House. The not-for-profit organization issued a statement, quote, "We continue to work closely with Suffolk County and look forward to a satisfactory resolution that will ensure fair treatment for all those entrusted to our care." Some residents here in Bayshore say they're worried about their property values, but also about their family's safety.
Try to help them get back on their feet, just about a month.
But this man who works at the shelter says the community should want to help people the way someone helped him when he was homeless.
You can be probably still one check away from being homeless yourself. And, you know what I'm saying, to have a program like this, you know, it was very helpful. It, you know what I'm saying, helps a lot of people. Helped me out.
So while the town, county, and neighbors wait to see what happens in the legal case, homeless advocates say they'll keep working to try and solve a so far unsolvable challenge.
The lack of shelters in a community and not having those beds available will and could directly result in more people being on the street.
In Bayshore, I'm Shari Einhorn for Newsday TV.
George Santos is expected in court tomorrow. The former Long Island congressman hired a new lawyer ahead of that court appearance. Santos is accused of money laundering, fraudulent fundraising, and more. The town of Hempstead will be voting on hundreds of fee hikes tomorrow night. The proposed hikes involve town pools, parks, sports leagues, and more. One includes the lifeguarding program, raising the price from $250 to $275. Another is for a season pass for Lido Beach, potentially increasing from $125 to $138. The town has not returned Newsday's request for comment. Another step forward for the Second Avenue subway project. Here are renderings of the project, which would bring more transit to East Harlem. Governor Kathy Hochul says a $182 million contract has been awarded for the next phase of construction. The MTA says this community has been waiting decades for the expansion to happen. New York will soon be seeing its first total eclipse in nearly a century. Long Island will see 88% of solar coverage in the afternoon of April 8th. You'll have to go upstate to see the full eclipse. Officials say to make sure to wear special glasses to protect your eyes and avoid stopping on busy roads during the eclipse. A Long Island music legend is dropping a new tune. Here's a sneak peek. Billy Joel will be releasing his first new song in 17 years. The record company tells Newsday it's in classic Billy Joel style. Turn the Lights Back On will debut on February 1st. The Hicksville-raised Rock and Roll Hall of Famer plays his next show at MSG on February 9th. And now let's take a look at your Long Island weather. Definitely a warm up from this past weekend. Tonight, 30 degrees, and tomorrow inching towards 40.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
Drivers are increasingly faking and blocking their license plates to avoid tolls and tickets. Alfonso Castillo has the story you'll see only in Newsday.
Obstructed plates, altered plates, phony plates, or no plates at all.
More and more drivers are finding ways to get around without having their license plates seen. And they're driving away with tens of millions of dollars in unpaid tolls and tickets.
It is dishonest.
Over the last several years, government agencies like the MTA and the DOT have increasingly relied on automated cameras to generate revenue from drivers, including from tolls and for red light and speeding violations. But an unintended consequence of that has been the rise in so-called ghost cars, cars that can't be tracked because their license plates are hidden, altered, or fake.
It would bother me if I seen it done.
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't be cheating.
The MTA counts more than 200,000 unbillable transactions at its bridges and tunnels each month because of plate scams, contributing to $46 million a year in lost toll revenue. The Port Authority said it too loses about $40 million a year in tolls because of unreadable plates. The MTA says it's fighting back, including by pulling over violators, ticketing them, and in some cases, even impounding their cars.
The most important thing is fairness. The reason we're doing this is not just for the revenue. It's because everybody needs to know that the other guy is paying, and that it's not only them being forced to pay more to subsidize the guys who cheat.
But some say they understand why overburdened drivers would look for ways to beat the system, especially as the MTA looks to charge even more in tolls with the introduction of congestion pricing later this year.
That's why the people are hiding the plate. I'm not doing this though.
And it's not just tolls that these plate scammers are beating. In Suffolk County in 2022, nearly 6% of all red light camera violations couldn't be pursued because of obstructed plates. That's nearly 20,000 tickets that were never issued. For NewsdayTV, I'm Alfonso Castillo.
And you can read more about this story on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Celebrating Long Island school spirit at Newsday's inaugural Cheer Fest, Carissa Kelman has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
At the first annual Newsday Cheer Fest, these cheerleaders are ready to get the crowd pumped up. Cheerleading is exploding on Long Island, and for the first time, teams from Nassau, Suffolk, and Catholic schools stunted and shined in a cheer exhibition at Hofstra.
You never get an experience like this. This is a once in a lifetime. Everyone's cheering you on no matter what, and it's just like a whole big cheer family.
And everybody's so just warm and welcoming to each other. It's it makes going into a situation where it's a little bit more hectic and scary so much more comforting, and feels great.
We don't know everybody here, but everyone here will always support each other. We'll be always no matter what.
More than 70 schools across Long Island took to the mat, dancing, flipping, and showing their pride.
Just seeing everyone come together from all over Long Island is such an amazing thing.
This might look like any ordinary cheerleading competition, but today is not about the scores. It's just about having fun.
There's no judges, so it's less stress, and we just get to have fun on mat.
This is a practice for us. We're just going to go out there and have fun.
And like having fun, these teams all have one thing in common: being a family.
There's so many injuries, there's so many things that happen, but at the end of the day, it's just sticking together and fighting through all of that.
It's a fun sport. You have a family on the team. Everyone's sisters. If you don't have sisters in your household, you're going to find sisters here.
In Hempstead, Carissa Kelman, Newsday TV.
And you could read more about Cheer Fest on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
When you're covering the courts, it's paramount that you get your information from a trusted source. I feel that at Newsday here, we're documenting Long Island history every single day.
Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.
You're watching Newsday TV. I am Jill Wagner. Thank you for joining us. We leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.